On behalf of IBBY, I'd like to welcome you all here to the International Press Conference of IBBY. Bologna is of great importance to IBBY. Intense EC meetings preceded this press conference, and during the book fair itself, countless meetings take place between passionate IBBY members from all over the world. I would like to start by thanking everyone engaged in IBBY. You are making a difference for future generations. 2016 is an important IBBY year. Within a few minutes, we will announce the new Hans Christian Andersen Awards and IBBY Asahi Reading Promotion Awards laureates. I already can feel the tension in this room. 2016 is also the year of the IBBY World Congress in Auckland. During the EC meetings, we discussed the Congress program. It will be a celebration of the world of children's and youth literature, 4 days long, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. In 2016, we also celebrate 60 years of Hans Christian Andersen Award with a traveling exhibition which opens in 26 June in Taipei, Taiwan. 2015 and 2016 have been worrisome years with terrorist attacks and wars that made millions of scared people take flight in search of a safer life. IBBY cannot escape the sometimes cruel world events, even though we would like to. IBBY protects the rights of the child when needed. IBBY Italy gave us an exquisite example when they chose to help the flood of refugee children arriving on the small island of Lampedusa in the Mediterranean. IBBY and its partners have called on the US government to care for the thousands of unaccompanied refugee children and families after they cross the Mexican-USA border on their incredible journeys from their war-torn and violent homelands in search of a place to live and grow. Thanks to these projects, these refugee children will be provided a membership card of the library and will be seen as individuals. We call all libraries in the world to do the same. They are the educational and social anchors in communities everywhere in the world. A human being is a human being. A child is a child, an individual, not an anonymous mass. IBBY is moved by the plight of these refugees and works to protect the rights of the child whenever needed. One day, these refugee children will be our doctors, our teachers, our nurses. It's our duty to treat them with the respect they deserve. Thank you. IBBY believes that every child, everywhere in the world, must have access to books and the opportunity to become a reader in the fullest sense. IBBY sees this as a fundamental right and a doorway to empowerment for every child. Almost all totalitarian regimes abuse children's literature. Just before World War II, Jelle Lepman, the founder of IBBY, had seen the novels of Erich Kästner and others thrown onto bonfires. Books and reading were dangerous. The Khmer Rouge in Cambodia went as far as to ban the publication of all books. The Taliban prohibits girls from reading. Some children in Europe, America, Asia and Africa attending schools where they are being taught to hate the country they live in because they think differently. IBBY cannot accept this. We believe that books play an essential role in education and thus an effective means to promote humanity and tolerance. The IBBY mission to promote international understanding is more relevant than ever. The World Literacy Foundation has warned that illiteracy is a worldwide crisis that will cost the global economy $1.2 trillion this year. The same foundation has put forward that a global body should be created to manage resources for international literacy initiatives. Children's early reading skills must be vastly improved to combat illiteracy. Well, IBBY has been working on this for more than 60 years. The findings of the World Literacy Foundation show that the importance of our IBBY work will continue to grow. Thank you very much. IBBY is the only organization in the world that represents people of all disciplines from 77 countries, which are working to bring children and books together. This network means that knowledge, resources, expertise and friendship can be shared. Liz Page, Executive Director of IBBY, will give us an interview of recent IBBY activities.
Good afternoon. It's really nice to be here at the Illustrators Cafe today to share with you some of the activities that IBBY and its members around the world are running. Without these dedicated members in these 77 countries, IBBY would not be able to function. I would like to take this opportunity to thank them all. Thank you very much. Saturday was the 2nd of April. This is the day when we celebrate the birthday of Hans Christian Andersen by sharing the love of reading with the children of the world. Every year, an IBBY section organizes a poster and a message that is shared throughout the world. The 2016 sponsor is IBBY Brazil. They asked renowned artist Geraldo to design a poster and author Luciano Sandroni to write a short story. You can see the artwork here. The story can be read on the IBBY website. Thank you, IBBY Brazil. These materials have now been translated into many languages used in schools, libraries, and during other events to celebrate International Children's Book Day. IBBY's activities are making a big difference to children and their lives. Some of them are supported by the IBBY Yamada Fund. This fund, which is generously donated each year by the Yamada Bee Farm in Japan, allows IBBY sections to apply for funds and that they can use to start simple, down-to-earth projects designed to bring children and books together. In 2015, there were IBBY Yamada projects in Armenia, India, Mongolia, and a French collaboration with the Lebanese librarians in Paris and Beirut. The fund also supported members to attend the regional meetings in Kigali and Kuala Lumpur. The projects range from setting up children's libraries to training authors, illustrators, and to training reading promoters. The IBBY's Children in Crisis program is slightly different, as the IBBY Executive Committee identifies our areas of crisis and then approaches our members to help with projects. With this fund, we usually ask for donations through appeals. Recent projects have been working with the Syrian refugees in Lebanon and run by our colleagues at IBBY Lebanon. This project addresses the many behavioural problems of the children as they start to return to school. These children have been exposed to severe violence, either to them personally or to their families, their friends, in their towns, villages and schools. They resort to anger, hate, bitterness, aggression and anxiety whenever there is a conflict, usually involving knives or other sharp weapons, even pencils. However, after a few sessions, there are quite dramatic changes in their social skills. Parents are reporting changes at the children's behaviour in school and at home, and they're very supportive of the project. The Ministry of Education sends delegates from their guidance and counselling offices to observe and check the work. They're so pleased with the programme that they ask if their personnel could also be trained. These are a couple of the drawings. Another IBBY in Crisis project is currently operating with the refugee children coming over the Mexican border into the USA. Over 100,000 children from Central America have traveled to the USA in the past 2 years. They often have no legal support and are refused refugee status. Many are deported. These children are practically invisible. While the Syrian refugees are acknowledged, these children are equally in need of a refugee status, but they're not being given it. IBBY is working closely with Reforma, which is a caucus of Latino librarians who are working with Spanish-speaking populations in the United States. A fact-finding visit to the Rio Grande Valley took place in August 2015, and several goals of the project were identified. One of these, which Wally mentioned earlier, was to produce library cards to be given to the children as they leave the detention centres. The cards are in Spanish and in English to connect the children with the public libraries. Another initiative is a toolkit for librarians to help children that make it through the bureaucracy, but then they find themselves alone without support. This library card has also been in Canada to greet the Syrian refugees arriving there. This card was printed in Arabic French and Arabic English. The cards were given to the children and their families in reception kits as the welcome centres. Groundwood Books also made a very special print run of award-winning wordless picture book Sidewalk Flowers as part of the welcome gift. We are grateful to all those who have collaborated with this great project. Another Children in Crisis project is the Sharjah IBBY Fund for Children in Crisis that supports projects in the Ghana region, that is from Central Asia, Pakistan, to North Africa, as far as Tunisia. It's a joint effort with the United Arab Emirates IBBY section and IBBY, with the support of the Sharjah government to fund the project to promote the culture of reading and provide books for children whose lives have been disrupted by war, civil disorder, or natural disasters. These are long-term projects that bring children and books together in times of great hardship. Since it was established in 2012, the Sharjah IBBY Fund has supported projects in Afghanistan, Iran, Lebanon, Pakistan, Palestine, and Tunisia. The 2015 projects took place in Afghanistan and Palestine, and the 2016 projects will be announced later at the book fair, after the book fair. This is training librarians. Thank you very much. Please go to the IBBY website for all more information about these wonderful projects.
Thank you very much, Liz, for this overview. Our IBBY journal, Bookbird, aims to communicate new ideas to the whole community of readers interested in children's books. We'd like to invite next Bookbird editor, Björn Sundmark, to come to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Bookbird is a rare bird in the pantheon of academic journals or journals devoted to children's literature. And I feel very privileged to be the editor of this journal, which has a balance between academic articles, interviews with authors and illustrators, which present news from what is happening in the world of IBBY over the year, and which also has postcards, reviews coming in from all over the world. I would dare to say that it's the most international of all journals devoted to children's literature. Here is the latest issue, which contains 57 portraits of the nominees, both authors and illustrators, for the Andersen Award. This will be followed up with a special issue on the ones who have been shortlisted and the winners, with longer articles. And I'll also like to show the second last issue, which was devoted to indigenous children's literature from the minorities of the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to invite Libby Limbrick and Francis Plumpton to present the next IBBY World Congress in Auckland, New Zealand.
Now, how do I use this? Do you come here?
Maybe.
We want to sit next door to each other.
You just
You can sit here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Francis, do you want to?
Well, then she can see what we... Haramai, welcome. We really would love to invite you to come to New Zealand to the IBBY Congress for 2016. As Wally said, this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It has never been held in our part of the world before, never in Australia or New Zealand or the South Pacific. It may never happen again in your lifetimes. Click that one. Okay, again. Why should you come? Well, there's going to be wonderful invited speakers. I'll show you some of them shortly. Click it again. There's going to be a range of sessions throughout the Congress about the theme of the Congress, which is literature in a multi-literate world, in a world in which language is shared, that literature is shared, and that literature is a way of understanding each other's culture. I can also promise you fabulous food. Our congresses are always renowned for the food that they give delegates, and I can promise you, you won't be disappointed. Think about it. Now is your chance to visit New Zealand. Maybe you've never been there. Maybe you've always thought it's a place at the end of the world that you'd love to visit. Now is your chance.
Right.
Sorry.
Yep.
No.
What can you do at the conference, at the Congress? You can engage with speakers, writers, illustrators, children's literature professionals from all over the world. We've got sessions that are stimulating, that are looking at all facets of literature in a multi-literate world. Yeah. And we will have exhibitions of children's books and children's illustrations. The IBBY exhibitions of the silent books, the Hans Andersen nominees, the honour list, the selection of books for children with disabilities, and we will have books and illustrations from our own New Zealand creators as well.
So who are some of our speakers? It's quite hard to see there, but we've got some wonderful people. We've got Marcus Zusak, the author of The Book Thief. We've got our own beloved Joy Macaulay, and those of you from the United States would know her extremely well. We have got Witi Ihimara, one of our wonderful Maori writers, and we have got people from Australia and from England and a lot from New Zealand as well. We have also got Sir Richard Taylor, who created all the sets for The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Some of you will have seen those films.
Okay.
So what else can you do? The Hans Christian Andersen Awards will actually be presented there at the Congress. We are so excited to hear who they're going to be. And if you come to the Congress in Auckland, you will see them actually receive their awards. We also are going to have the opportunity to see and hear the world finals of the Kids Lit Quiz. The Kids Lit Quiz is held in 11 countries of the world, and these young people will be competing for the crown on their knowledge of children's literature. And on the last day, we're going to have the opportunity for you to share in the festival of children's writers and illustrators in New Zealand. So you will be able to be part of that celebration in New Zealand of our writers and illustrators. So, what can you do when you're not at the Congress? There's lots of things that I'm sure you'd love to do when you come to New Zealand. You can explore the wonderful culture of New Zealand. You can experience the friendliest city in the world. Did you know that Auckland was voted the friendliest city in the world last year? And I can promise we will deliver on that too. And you can enjoy New Zealand's famous hospitality. Where can you stay? There are great hotels in Auckland, and we have special Congress hotels that we've identified to get unique rates that will not cost you so much. Registration is open for the Congress, and the early bird registration has now closed. However, because you are here at the Bologna Children's Book Fair, we will allow you to register at the cheaper rate if you register before April the 14th. To do that, just come and see me at the IBBY stand, and I will give you a special link by which you can do that, and it'll save you quite a lot of money.
Right.
So, what else can you do in Auckland? Rangitoto is the icon of Auckland. It is a volcano that's been extinct or dormant for only 400 years, and it's a very beautiful place where everybody looks on the beach. You can climb over the harbour bridge. You can watch the birds, if you're a bird watcher. You can enjoy the water, and you can enjoy opportunities to see Maori culture and activities. You can see the geysers in the hot water areas of Rotraut, or you might like to go and watch the whales. Now, just before we finish, we'd like to share with you a little glimpse of New Zealand.
Now, will they just go?
No, go back. No, that should start now. No?
Force down. Take it back one.
I'm not sure you are going to see this.
No, right.
No. Sorry, you'll just have to come and see it for yourselves. So thank you.
Thank you. Right. That's the shot.
We are looking forward to it. Could you thank all the organizers for their efforts? I would like to invite Angela Lebedeva, jury president, to announce the winners of the IBBY Asahi Reading Promotion Award. You can sit there.
Thank you. Dear ladies and gentlemen, hello everybody. It's a great honor for me to share the results of IBBY Asahi Reading Promotion Award 2016 jury meeting, which was held in Bratislava on the 5th of September 2015. This award was founded in 1986 in commemoration of the 20th IBBY Congress in Tokyo, and made possible by the sponsorship from the Asahi Shimbun Japanese newspaper company. On behalf of IBBY, I would sincerely thank our Japanese sponsor. This award is presented every 2 years to 2 projects run by groups or institutions that have been nominated by IBBY national sections for their outstanding work. I would also like to express special gratitude to my colleagues on the 2016 jury. Evelyn Freeman from USA, please. Serpil Ural from Turkey, where are you? Van Plank from Denmark. Timothy Vrablova from Slovakia. And Sunji Jamba from Mongolia. Yeah. It is, a very always hard job to make a choice, especially when all the nominations are so bright and different. For the 2016 award, we received 11 submissions from 14 IBBY national sections. The nominated projects are in Argentina, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, China, Indonesia, Iran, Laos, Mexico, New Zealand, and Slovenia. So, it is with great pleasure to announce that the 2016 IBBY Asahi Reading Promotion Award winners are read with me, Iran. Congratulations. And the second one, Big Brother Mouse, Laos. Now, very briefly about these two projects. Read with me has the objective of making quality books accessible to disadvantaged children in marginal areas of big cities and those living in remote and deprived areas of Iran. The project, nominated by IBBY Iran, provides books and focuses on reading aloud to create a meaningful experience for children. It also introduced related art and craft activities with an emphasis on role-playing and drama as part of reading sessions. The project empowers teachers, librarians, and volunteers through training workshops and regular mentoring. And as the final phase, it sets up small libraries to ensure sustainability of the work already done. The target groups for these projects are children, both boys and girls, from preschool to 16 years old, who are generally at risk because of their living environment. These include street or working children, orphans, and those living in remote and deprived areas. The project is designed to be flexible so that it can be implemented at home, at school, at the library, or any place in the community. The content of the project is socially and culturally adaptable to the needs of different target areas. Since 2010, Read With Me has extended to 13 provinces in Iran, including 15 city centers, 6 marginal areas, and 75 remote villages. By 2015, it had reached over 13,000 children in the age group 4 to 16, and more than 500 teachers, preschool tutors, and volunteers have been trained through this project. The project is funded by donations and mainly run by volunteers. The next nomination, the nomination of Big Brother Mouse, was submitted by IBBY Switzerland and endorsed by the IBBY sections of Denmark, France, and Germany. Traditionally, books have been rare in Laos. Also, the number of children to go to school is slowly but steadily increasing. Increasing. Many children have never read a book outside of school textbooks. Few Lao people think that reading can be fun, can add to their education, or will provide information to improve their quality of life. Very few books are published in Laos, and they never reach the villages where most people live. Added to that, many Lao children leave school very early as they need to help their family to survive. Thus, their education is very basic. Big Brother Mouse is based in Luang Prabang and Vientiane, and all the planning and decisions are made in Laos, based on and often adapted to the conditions that are faced there. The first books were made in 2006. Some are in Lao, others are both in Lao and English, making them useful not only for the primary audience, Lao children, but also for people of any age who speak either English or Lao and are learning the other language. The project aims to give books, especially children's books, an important place in Lao, as well as make sure that children in rural areas have access to books. They believe that every child should have the possibility to read and enjoy books, and this is most important in helping promote reading and fighting against the widespread illiteracy that is still found in Laos. The 2016 awards of $10,000 to each project will be presented to the winners at the 35th IBBY Congress in Auckland, New Zealand. Again, very, very welcome, each of you, all of you. And information about the 2016 award and the winning project can be found on the IBBY website and at our IBBY stand, Hall 29A51. Again, warm congratulations to these two winning projects and to all the people who work for them. Many thanks to IBBY national sections for their nominations. And I would especially like to thank again the Asahi Shimbun, our generous long-term sponsor of this valuable award. Thank you very much. Grazie.
Many thanks for this announcement, Angela. We are looking forward to the presentation of the IBBY Asahi Awards in Auckland, New Zealand. I would like to invite Patsy Aldana, jury president, to announce the laureates of the Hans Christian Andersen Awards.
It was a great honor to chair this remarkable group of jurors from all around the world. A number of them are here today, and I'm going to ask them to all stand up when I say their names. They came from such diverse professional backgrounds and from very different countries and cultures. Yet the meetings and discussions were extremely harmonious and the process of selection remarkably consensual. We spent 3 days in Basel in January. The short list was selected there, as were the winners. Before I go any further, I would like to mention and thank our remarkable sponsors, Nami Island Inc. and the Min family, who are here with us today. Please give them a wonderful thank you. The lucky prize winners will be invited to the Nam Book Festival in Nami Island, which is one of the most magical places in the world, as all of us who've had the luck to go there know. And plus, Nami Island made a wonderful movie of the shortlisted candidates for the Andersen Prize, which was announced in January. And we're really trying to promote all the great writers and illustrators that there are in the world through making the short list more publicized. And thank you again to NAMI for their wonderful, wonderful help and work. The jury would like to emphasize the high quality of many of the submissions, especially those on the short list. Many of these authors and illustrators have not been published widely despite their quality, often because they come from countries which have a language which is not widely read, or because they come from countries outside the publishing mainstream. And we know what that means today, the lack of translation that is happening. But that does not mean that they are not among the very best ranks of world people writing and working for children. The first criteria for the selection of the short list and the writers was the artistic excellence of their writing and of their art. The jurors were also interested in seeing how the creators had evolved in the course of their careers and whether they had been willing to take creative risks. It was also deemed very important that the books produced by the authors and illustrators be of significance, that important things were at stake in their work. And finally, did their work speak to children? Were these creators people whose books could speak to children all over the world, be accessible to them, and enrich their lives and understanding? We are children's book people. So, I seem to have... The jurors are, and I would like to ask them to stand up. Lola, I'm just going to read all their names, and please just all stand up at once so that we go a little bit faster. Lola Rubia of Argentina, Dolores Prades of Brazil, Wu Qing from China, Kirsten Bistrup from Denmark, Yasmin Motawi from Egypt, Shore Yousefzai from Iran, Andre Ilch, he was our Mr. 10%, the only man on the jury. Reina Duarte from Spain, Susan Stan from the USA, and Maria Beatriz Medina from Venezuela. A very distinguished group of people. So, I'm going to read you the short lists in case you don't know what they are. For the illustration, the short lists are from Germany, Rotraut Susanne Berner. From Iran, Payman Ramizadeh. From Italy, Alessandro Sanna. He has a big audience here. From Korea, Susie Lee. And from the Netherlands, Marit Turnquist. And for writing, the short lists were from China, Cao Wenxuan. From Denmark, Louis Jensen. From Germany, Miriam Pressler. From the Netherlands, Ted van Lieshout. And from the USA, Lois Lowry. Now, the winner of the 2016 Hans Christian Andersen Award for Illustration is Rotraut Susanne Berner from Germany. And she's here.
Yes, you can.
She's here.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Would you like to sit? And it's a complete coincidence that she is here and that Germany is the honored country, because we didn't know either of those things were going to happen. Berner's work is absolutely recognizably hers, while simultaneously being intensely responsive to the demands of the text, or in the case of the Wimmel books, to the specific world of this very special village. She is absolutely willing to take risks. The Princess Who Came to Tea at 4 o'clock is a brilliant example of this, as are the Marken comics and When Death Comes for a Visit by Jörg Schurbiger. Her books can be hilariously funny and equally deeply moving. She doesn't fear showing that life can have dark moments. The Wimmel books are the exemplar of how to construct an elaborate and complex world filled with small, important narratives that engage the child for hours through purely visual storytelling power, books without words that work brilliantly. She never talks down to her audience, and yet her books are unmistakably for children. Children all over the world deserve to be exposed to her brilliant, humane, and emotionally true and deeply engaging books. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Good, I'm glad. And now we come to writing. And the winner is Cao Wenxuan from China.
Is it translated a lot?
One book is translated in a number of countries. Please come and join us. We're so lucky to have the winners here this year. It's so unusual. But again, it's a complete coincidence. I can promise you nobody knew this until this very moment. Unanimous choice of the jury, Cao writes beautifully about the complex lives of children facing great challenges. Whether the heroes, as in Bronze and Sunflower, are a village boy who cannot speak and a little girl whom he befriends, who comes from the people who have suddenly arrived across the river during the Cultural Revolution, and the intense friendship they develop.
I will put it down because it's just in your face.
And the two, and by the way, Bronze and Sunflower has been translated into English. It's going to be translated into Spanish, into German, and into French. So you can buy this book in translation. The two Down syndrome brothers in the Ding Ding Dang Dang series who separately flee abuse in their village and then search for each other through the world. And it is alternately a loving and rejecting book about their lives, whether his other books, his picture books, which are sometimes parables, or books about historically important Chinese figures. They are all deeply humanistic. Oops. These books are quite original within China and have also had a very strong influence on the notion of what is a culturally important and a highly praisable kind of book to write in China. So they are very, very important. They have a deep sense of tragedy in them. Cao Wenxuan is brilliant about writing about the sad and difficult lives of some children. And his writing is also very lyrical and beautiful. He is a great example of how writing wonderful prose and telling stories about brave children facing tremendous difficulties and challenges can attract a very wide and committed child readership, as well as help to shape a literary tradition that honors the realities of children's lives. So congratulations, and it's an honor. So that is the Hans Christian Andersen Prize, which will be given in New Zealand.
Many thanks for this announcement, Patsy. Congratulations to all winners. We are looking forward to the presentation of the Hans Christian Andersen Award in Auckland, and the winners will be invited to Nami Island in Korea to come there, and there will be a surprise for them.
It's wonderful there.
Many thanks for being here and for your support to IBBY. We would like to invite you to the reception with drinks and international biscuits and cookies at the IBBY stand, Hall 29A51. We are looking forward to meeting you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, I have a talk here at 3 o'clock. I can't.
Congratulations.
You have, anyway, it's great to meet
So I come after my
Yes, come.
here. I come again and
And I'm
talk
so
to you.
glad you were here. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Sure.